Okay, so how as a wife do you help your partner with something like that if you were affected by it? This comment is based off of the video that we made when we were talking about, the betrayed person. Did I say betrayed? Did I say betrayer?
I don't know what you said.
So this question is coming off of a video that we made when we were asked a question of, the betrayer getting defensive when the betrayed asks them a question about the infidelity. When you are asking the betrayer about something involving the affair and the infidelity, if they feel like it's going to be an attack, like you're setting them up to attack them, you're setting them up to have some type of huge altercation, they're automatically going to come out the gate being defensive. The key when you're talking about the infidelity and going back in time and hashing things out, you need to create a safe space for your husband and or wife that did the betraying to come clean and talk. You are asking a question and they know full well that the next question you ask, you're going to be all on them. They're not going to want to talk about it and they're going to be defensive. Now, should they? No.
No, but if you want to get the answers you need, it's almost like you got to kind of hold their hand and create a safe space. That's just all 100%. It is. And I know in that moment, because they did what they did, you feel like, oh, heck no, I shouldn't be having to do that.
Yeah. I shouldn't have to cuddle him and hold his hand and treat him like...
You're absolutely right. They should be big enough to tell you what it is that you're asking them. But this is the world we live in, and people aren't big enough to be able to say exactly, admit what they did wrong, unless they feel like it's safe for them to be able to talk about it. The person who betrayed the betrayer, you need to understand that, look, this is just as hard for the person that you did wrong to, for them to be asking you the questions, because they got to think even more about how they want to go about, if they still want to work on this relationship or not, because you did them wrong.
You have to then receive the answer that you give them, right? That could be even harder than asking the question. Ultimately, you both need to create a safe space for each other. As hard as it might be to hold your tongue when you hear the answers that come out of the betrayer's mouth, hold your frigging tongue.
If you know you're going to blow up or say something that you're going to
walk away and process it.
I just needed the answer. Let me process it. I'll come back, because right now I don't want to respond in a negative way that's going to hurt you emotionally. I need to be able to have a conversation where we can sit down and really talk this out and be like civilized adults. It's always good to process what you need to say and think about it, and then come back. Because if not, all you're going to do is be at each other's throats. And nobody's going to be listening to nobody. You're going to be talking over one another, cussing each other out, yelling, like it's anger.
Well, what we tell our clients is effective communication at all times. So if you cannot effectively communicate in that moment, take some time and be like, thank you for answering. I got to take a moment. Whether that moment is an hour, 2 hours, or the next day, because you're talking about something that is not easy to talk about.
And that's for both of you. You have to create a safe space. Again, that's what it comes down to for both of you. So if you when they're asking a question, understand all the parameters that you're dealing with. Look, I might get angry about some things. Some things I may be cool to be able to let go. But I also need to tell myself in that moment, all right, if they're going to ask me this question, let me say, look, I can't. Right now, I need to get myself together and come back, and then we can talk about it. Set your limits of how much you can and cannot take.
Their defensiveness, yes, it might be because of their guilt. It might just also be because they don't want to bring things up because you guys have been having a good little stint, and they know that this whole thing is going to bring all that crap back up.
But the reality is, you got to talk about it anyway. I'm sorry.
It's hard, but yes, you have to talk about it. You have to be able to have the hard conversations if you at all are going to get through it. Period.
Facts.
Hope that helps.
Our 2 cents. Deuces.